Days passed, and one day Arthur had to go to a birthday party of his colleague, so he requested his wife to book a cab for herself that day. He checked her response after a while. It read, I will wait for you. I won't go with anyone else. I will go home only with you. Love you. After reading this, Arthur could not help but to smile. He forgot about the birthday and came to pick her up. He arrived and saw that his wife was not there. He called her after feeling apprehensive, but she didn't answer. He called her repeatedly, but she never answered. When Arthur questioned the watchman, he replied that man was just sitting here, said and left on foot. Leaving his car there, Arthur began to run in the direction the watchman instructed him to. He spotted his wife walking off in the distance. He felt a sense of relaxation. You should have waited there. He hurriedly walked over to her and stated, I was getting really tense just thinking about you. But she remained silent. Arthur guessed something was wrong. Is everything okay? Tell me what has happened, he asked. She remained silent. She had tears streaming down her eyes. Arthur could not stand to see his wife crying, especially on the road. With tears in his eyes, he asked, what had happened? She began to describe how that man, the one she thought of as a good friend, finding no one around, harassed her sexually. Arthur held her hand and took her back to the hospital. On their way to the hospital, they saw him in his car. Arthur hurriedly motioned for his wife to board the vehicle before he accelerated it and began overtaking the others' vehicles. The car came to a stop on a deserted lane. The man came out with a rod and broke Arthur's car window slide. First, Arthur made an effort to shield his wife by beginning to remove the glass fragments from her hand and face. Then that man dragged Arthur out of his car and started hitting him. Both were engaged in a heated fight, but somehow that man grabbed hold of that rod and he began to beat him with it. His wife stepped between them to defend her husband, but the rod struck her in the head and knocked her down. She began bleeding from the head. When that man saw this, he bolted. Arthur hurriedly drove to the hospital with his wife in the car. He called each kin after getting her admitted there. Even he was seriously hurt and wounded. What happened next? Did they get saved? Aradhya asked. The boy was okay, but the girl had been in coma for days. It took her 10 days to wake up, and when she did, she had forgotten everything that had happened to her in the previous 1 year. Oh, that was really sad. So the story ended? Yes, I must admit that you are a very good storyteller. Now, as you had promised, you will tell me how you know me. Tell me that. That man smiled and took a photo out of his wallet. He then handed it to her and said, I'm Arthur. Aradhya was shocked finding herself in the dress of the bride and Arthur holding her hand wearing the groom's attire.